Good morning, YouTube. And how are you this lovely morning? um, I just have some thoughts this morning. I took my little evening nap, and now I'm up, waiting on the alarm clock to go off so I can go to work. Well, I want to talk about communication and how we do that or don't do that. In communication, there is a sender and there is a receiver. But in the midst of that, there is deciphering of what's being communicated. So your message is important, and how you deliver that message is important. Also, what's important is who is delivering that message. So a lot of times the perception is skewed of what we're trying to say and to whom because of the type of person we are. And I will give you an example of that. So recently, I was speaking with a higher up at my job, and there is a big issue with how things are communicated throughout the company, not just on my team. So there are 4 divisions, 20 teams, and basically I was asked to kind of do an assessment of what goes on the team to find out what the issue is as far as the communication between the team members and the person or persons who conduct quality assurance checks, just to make sure your work is done properly and how that's coming forth. Well, in the midst of that, I decided to let him know that one of the issues is his relationship with the QA individual. This relationship, from what I have gathered or had gathered, appeared to be to many a more than a working relationship. A lot of leaning toward favoritism, and that was causing an issue on the team and with team members and this person. So I expressed this to him, and I also expressed that to her, because they were both, when I turned around, she was standing there, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is my opportunity. It was right before a meeting. In my head, I was thinking, well, then he can go ahead and address these concerns. But the reaction I got from both of them was very interesting, indeed. So, to make a long story short, at the end of the day, I had a meeting with that administrator plus another administrator, and it came across as if I was giving legs to a rumor when that was not the case. The case is, I heard something from outside, from someone who no longer works there. She and another person and I had a brief discussion about what the perception of that relationship was, and that was it. Now, mind you, I've only been here a little bit over a month, so whatever issue it is, it was there before I got there. So but it came across in the meeting that I was standing at the water cooler talking to different people on the team and giving room for a rumor to continue to spread when there is no talk at all about what I told them. So my purpose is, I'm a truth teller. I'm pretty shoot from the hip, particularly if it's something that's negative, and I'm trying to dispel that or quell that negativity. So in my head, I was making the connection between what he had asked me to do with assessing issues on the team versus one of the issues on the team. But when I brought it forth, it was an issue. And then it was some gaslighting in there, and I heard I was a professional because I listened to a rumor. But the reality is there is no rumor. There is simply an implication within our team. What I talked about before that, like I said, that was weeks and weeks ago, and whatever. Then it was just up to me to just kind of observe, which helped me summarize exactly what it is. I'm a marketing consultant, so summarizing stuff, what I see is just my thing. It's just in me to do so. But I did realize over the weekend that, maybe the way it was delivered was kind of crazy. So I wrote the person who was at the pinnacle of this conversation, the one who people seem to have an issue with, including myself. I did write her a note and let her know she's a beautiful queen. She doesn't need people talking crazy or thinking crazy about her. Because she deserves better than that, and I meant no harm by what I said. It was no ill intent. There was something that happened before that, with some emails and the way whatever she found with my work and how that was being put forth. So it was a lot going back and forth with that. And so I guess kind of just formulating all of that and mixing all of it up together came across as I was still in my feelings about whatever the issue was initially, and then I just broke out and said what I said about people thinking that their relationship is more than what it is, like they're messing around. Alright. But at the end of the day, my whole point is, when I tried to communicate to them, the higher ups, what I found, it came across as I was the one who was in the mix, and I'm not. I found it difficult to explain that because it was like almost like folks were in their feelings about that, and people's reputation came into play, and this, that, and the third, when I'm sitting there thinking, well, yeah, that's what I told you in the first place. If I was spreading a rumor or trying to give legs to a rumor, I wouldn't have told you anything. I just would have sat back like everybody else and just talked amongst myself and others on a team. But I had the gumption to come forth. So I was just thinking about that. So now the air is a little bit light. You can notice the change, which is really what should have been the ultimate goal. But now there is another indirect implication that I guess I'm an ish starter, or I sit around and listen to folk talk trash, when that is certainly not what I do. I don't even talk to them folks outside of work stuff and maybe little issues, but I am analytical enough to take everything in. It takes about 30 days to analyze anything, as far as I'm concerned, because at that point, hopefully you will have gathered enough data. And I did that, so I took what I knew from past and brought it to present, and then I just turned around and was like, hey, another issue is that people think you two are messing around. So I'm thinking that the first part of that, another issue is, I'm thinking that was missed. Hold on, I live in Texas, so it'd be little bugs all over the little place. So with that being said, it brings one to wonder if it's true of what people are thinking, because of the way the message kind of went through the grinder, and the cipher or the decoded message they got out of that is, it's a rumor. It's not a rumor. So now every meeting I hear, if it's a rumor, you hear rumors, don't even let them talk to you about it. And I'm just kind of looking like, this is kind of special. So I don't know, I just wanted to talk about communication and how we listen and how we hear. And what the agenda is beneath that. Taking a look at the people, particularly people who tend to tell the truth, and saying to yourself, I don't really have evidence of them gossiping with anyone on this team. I only see them either to themselves or with one or two other people who aren't on the team. or in this office or whatever the environment may be, and kind of doing some analysis, like critical thinking on possibly what could really be going on and where that information came from, and then differentiate, being able to differentiate yourself and do a self-examination on what's going on, because this is a team effort. We're all here for the same goal. We might have different roles, but we're here for the same purpose, and that is to help other people. But we can't help anyone if we refuse to help ourselves, and we prefer taking it personal than addressing whatever the issue is. Because in my head I was thinking, well, why are you questioning me? I didn't say it. I'm watching, but I didn't say it. Like, there's been no talk on this team of what's going on with the two of you. I'm telling you all on a level where you're coming to me like I'm the one out here talking trash, and that's not true. So they were like, well, good, what's the names? And give us name. Hey. Any good spy knows that you don't give up your resources. That doesn't make sense. But I think my whole question was what is the ultimate goal? Initially, the ultimate goal was to find out what's going on. And that's one of the issues. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think. We communicate and in a really indirect way now. I told somebody at work, I could be passive aggressive when I want to be, particularly if it's something emotional. But if it's something that needs to just be told, if it's for the betterment of a person or for a group or whomever, I am totally with that. I am the woman for the job, and I will let you know. And whether you like the message or not, that is fine. I am quite confident in myself and quite capable of standing up for myself when I'm challenged. But sometimes when you're challenged, you have to sit back and be like, you know what, these people aren't even listening to me. Just let them think whatever they want to think. That's fine. And then let the universe work that out. Because sometimes, like Tammy Roman said, you got to stop fighting battles that are already won. If you're righteous, you are already covered. So have a great day. And I just wanted to drop this vid because I was just thinking, dang, well, that didn't go. That escalated quickly. And I'm okay with people not talking to me because, So, did you get the message? Holla.